Welcome to part 2 of the lecture series on the topic electricity. We will be discussing here about Ohm's law and the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. Coming to Ohm's law, it basically gives the relationship between the potential difference across a conductor and the current passing through it. You can state Ohm's law as the electric current flowing through a metallic wire is directly proportional to the potential difference V across its ends provided its temperature remains the same. That is, V is proportional to I, or V by I equal to constant, and that is V is equal to I into R. R is a constant for a given metallic wire at a given temperature, and you call it as resistance. The resistance is a property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it. Its SI unit is ohm. Now, if the potential difference across two ends of a conductor is 1 volt and the current through it is 1 ampere, then you can say that the resistance of the conductor is 1 ohm. That is, 1 ohm is equal to 1 V divided by 1 ampere. Now you can see that from the Ohm's law, the current through a resistor is inversely proportional to resistance, which means if the resistance is doubled, your current gets half. A variable resistance is a component which you use to regulate the current without changing the voltage source. You can use rheostat to change the resistance in the circuit. You can see this triangle. Now, suppose you need to find either V or I or R. Now, it's a shortcut to remember the corresponding formulas, and the one which you need to find, you cover that with your hand. And if the remaining letters are over each other, it means divide the top one with the bottom one. And if they are next to each other, that means you multiply one with other. For example, you need to find V. So you cover V with your hand. Now we can see the other two letters are nearby. So you multiply both, which means you will be getting V is equal to I into R. And you need to find I. So you cover I. V and R are not nearby. So you divide top one, that is V by R. Similarly, your R will be V by I. Now, you can see in the graph, that is VI graph, it follows a straight line. This is because it follows Ohm's law. The slope of VI graph gives you resistance. That is, if you need to find R, you can take delta V divided by delta I. For example, you can take R is equal to 0.8 minus 0.4, that is your corresponding delta V, divided by 0.2 minus 0.1, which is your corresponding delta I. This gives you the resistance as 4 ohm. Now, the next topic is factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. The resistance of a conductor depends on its length, its area of cross section, the nature of its material. You can say it as R proportional to L, R proportional 1 by A. On combining, we get R is proportional to L by A, or R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is called the constant of proportionality and is called resistivity of the conductor. Resistance and resistivity of material vary with temperature. Generally, the resistivity of metals and alloys are low and they are good conductors of electricity, whereas insulators like rubber and glass have high resistivity. Now, why alloys are used in electric heating devices like electric iron, toasters, etc.? The answer is Alloys do not oxidize, that is burn readily at high temperature, and hence they are using corresponding alloys. Next one is, which element is used for filament of electric bulb? The answer is tungsten. Name metals which are used for electrical transmission lines. The answer is copper and aluminium. Now coming to numerical, how much current will an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm? How much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of heater coil is 100 ohm? You are given here, your V is said to be 220 volt and R is 1200 ohm. Therefore, you get I as V by R, that is 220 divided by 1200. You get that to be 0.18 ohm ampere. So, in the second case, V is said to be 220 volt and R is said to be 100 ohm. Therefore, you get I is equal to V by R. That is, you get the answer to be 2.2 ampere. The next question, the potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? So you are given here V to be 60 volt and I to be 4 ampere. Therefore, your R will be 60 volt by 4 ampere. You get that to be 15 ohm. Now, when you increase your potential difference, your resistance is the same, which means your current will be 120 by 15, that is 8 ampere. Next one, a 4 ohm resistance wire is doubled on it. Calculate the new resistance of the wire. Now, you know when a wire is doubled, your length will become half, but your area of cross section will double. This means if we have a wire of length L and cross sectional area A, it becomes L by 2 and 2A. You know R is equal to rho L by A, and if we can take R1 as a new resistance, we get R1 as rho L by 2 divided by 2A. Now you take the ratio of R1 by R. You get that as rho L by 2 divided by 2A divided by rho L by A. You get that to be 1 by 4, which means your R1 will be R by 4, that is 1 ohm. On what factors does the resistance of a conductor depends? The answer is the resistance of a conductor depends on, first one, the temperature of conductor, second one, cross sectional area of conductor, third one, length of conductor, and the fourth one, nature of material of the conductor. Next one, will current flow more easily through a thick wire or a thin wire of the same material when connected to same source? Why? You know R is equal to rho L by A, which means area of cross section of wire is inversely proportional to the resistance. Therefore, a thinner wire will have a smaller area of cross section, and hence the thinner wire offers greater resistance. Therefore, the current flows more easily through a thick wire. So, your next question is, let resistance of electric component remain constant while the potential difference across two ends of the component decreases to half of its former value. What change will occur in the current through it? We know Ohm's law is equal to I equal to V by R. Now, if you reduce the voltage by half, let your new voltage V1 be V by 2. This means a new current I1 is equal to V by 2 divided by R. But we know V by R is equal to I. Therefore, you get I1 to be equal to I by 2. That means your current is getting reduced by half. Thank you.